Welcome back, everybody, to some more NBA 2K22 content here on the channel. Every year when the new Madden game comes out, I always do a fantasy draft video where I draft a team with a fantasy draft, rebuild them, and try to win a championship within a few years. That's exactly what we're going to do here in NBA 2K22. This team we draft is not going to be a long-term series. It's just going to be a one-off rebuild video. If you do want to see me do a long, realistic My NBA franchise here on NBA 2K22, I am currently doing one with the Seattle Sonics. I uploaded episode 1 yesterday, and if you want to check that out, I will leave the card at the top right of the screen. So the team we're going to pick here is the Golden State Warriors. It really doesn't matter. They just have cool jerseys. That's really the only reason why I picked them. And as you can see, we have the second overall pick in the fantasy draft, which is really good luck. And we can pick between any of these superstars other than Giannis. I've decided to pick Luka Doncic, the cover athlete for NBA 2K22. You really can't go wrong with Luka. And I would have preferred a younger star like him rather than someone like Durant, Curry, or LeBron, because those guys are older. They have more of a chance to regress, whereas Luka, within a 3 or 4 year rebuild, is definitely not going to regress. In the second round, I'm going to pick Ben Simmons. I know he's been under a lot of well-deserved scrutiny in the offseason, but he's really good in 2K, so we're going to pick him up. So we've drafted 2 point guards. I didn't really want to draft another one, but Cade Cunningham was right there on the board for us, and as a Pistons fan, how am I supposed to pass him up? So now we have 3 point guards on the team with Luka Doncic, Ben Simmons, and Cade Cunningham, but all 3 of them are very versatile, and as I like to say, good players make it work. They can all play different positions, so I'm sure we're going to be able to fit them in our lineup. In the 4th round, I decided to pick Robert Williams, the center from the Boston Celtics. I want someone who's a good rebounder and who can block shots. That's Robert Williams in a nutshell. I wanted to pick up a wing here in the 5th round. We're going to do that with Patrick Williams of the Chicago Bulls. I think Patrick Williams is going to be really good in real life. Look out. In like 2 or 3 years, I think he's going to be an all-star caliber player, and I don't throw that term around lightly, so that's saying a lot. On to the 6th round now. I want to find a 6th-man type of player. Now that our starting lineup is pretty much set, I want to find someone who can get us buckets off the bench, but is also young. So we're going to pick up James Bouknight, the rookie from the Charlotte Hornets, because he can do exactly that. In the 7th round, I was deciding between Darius Bazley and Jaden McDaniels, but McDaniels has an extra year on his contract, so that's why we're going to pick him up. On to the 8th round now. As you can see, a common theme here is me going for younger players, because I think that's our best chance of winning in 2 to 3 years from now. We're going to pick Usman Garuba of the Houston Rockets, one of my favorite players from last year's NBA draft. I think he's going to be really good. I didn't want to draft only rookies and second-year guys, though, so we're going to pick Luke Kennard here in the 9th round, get us a sharpshooter off the bench. And I wanted to change it up a little bit because although it is fun drafting primarily rookies, I didn't want to only pick rookies. In the 10th round, we're going to go with Derrick Jones of the Chicago Bulls. He can dunk really well, and he could be a high-energy forward off the bench for us, so I think that could be a pretty solid pick. Into the 11th round, now that our rotation for the most part is set, I want to go after some young guys as flyers, so we're going to get Day'Ron Sharpe, the young center from the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not sold on Robert Williams being the long-term center for this video, so maybe Day'Ron Sharpe can develop and possibly be that guy. On the 12th round, we're going to pick Javon Carter. He's a good combo guard. He can play make, he can defend, so that's why we're going to select him. In the 13th round now, we're going to look at JT4. Again, really just trying to get some flyers of our final couple picks, young guys who could have value down the line. And then in the 14th round, the final pick of the day, we are going to select Udoka Azubuike. No, I'm totally not biased for picking a Kansas Jayhawk. I just wanted Udoka on the squad, so I figured I'd pick him up, and he is only 22 years old. So this is going to be the rotation for year 1. The starting lineup will be Luka, Cade, Patrick Williams, Ben Simmons, and Robert Williams, with McDaniels, Bouknight, Kennard, Garuba, and Carter all getting minutes for us off the bench, and I think we're going to put Day'Ron Sharpe in the G League. So going up to the All-Star break, we are killing it. We're 40-20. First place in the Western Conference. Luka is dominating. He's practically averaging a triple-double. Cade Cunningham is playing really well. Ben Simmons is having a pretty good season. Luka is currently first for the MVP vote, and Cade Cunningham is second in the Rookie of the Year voting. only behind Josh Giddey, who is playing for the Detroit Pistons. So I guess maybe a 6'8" point guard is going to win Rookie of the Year from the Pistons after all. It just might not be Cade Cunningham. So Giannis ended up stealing the MVP away from Luka. That's unfortunate. Josh Giddey does win Rookie of the Year. Andre Drummond, 6th man. Drummond, Defensive Player of the Year. And Wendell Carter wins Most Improved. Luka does make it on the All-NBA First Team, of course. And Cade Cunningham is on the All-Rookie First Team. So we did not play all that well down the stretch. We fell from the 1 seed to the 3 seed, which is still very good. Our team still played really well this year, but it is unfortunate that we were not able to hold on to that top seed. Luka, Cade, and Ben led the way, with Book Knight also averaging double figures. I was a little bit disappointed by Patrick Williams, but other than that, everybody else played pretty well. And look at Ben. He took 73 three-pointers. That's practically a whole 3 a game. Good for you, Ben. So we're going to play the New Orleans Pelicans here in the first round. They are led by the dynamic duo of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Domantas Sabonis. They also have a few good young players in Isaac Okoro and Isaiah Stewart. And we get swept. I was really not expecting that. So the Warriors go winless in the playoffs, and the Jimmy Butler-led Los Angeles Clippers end up winning the finals. I don't think this team is really that much better than ours, to be honest. The Wizards were the Eastern Conference representative in the finals, led by Joel Embiid, Jamal Murray, and Fred VanVleet. I think that team is better than the Clippers, if we're being honest, and I think we're better than both of them. So going into the offseason now, we do not have a lottery pick, but I would not mind moving up. I am using a real-life draft class, so all the top 2022 picks like Chet Holmgren, Jaden Hardy, and others are in this class as Minnesota ends up winning the lottery. So going into the draft, my target was center Jalen Duren. He is the 16th projected player, so I figured it wouldn't be that hard to trade up for him, and he is a 79 overall. That is quite good. Unfortunately, he ended up going 7th to the Memphis Grizzlies, so my plans were completely shot down. I decided to stay with our current pick and pick up Jaden Ivey out of Purdue. I'm a little bit surprised he fell to 24, considering he was projected to go with the 11th pick. We're going to trade both of our seconds and JT4 to the Knicks for Kennedy Chandler, a young point guard out of Tennessee. So we have 2 new rookies who I plan on using more likely than not as trade bait. But maybe they can develop in the G League. Maybe they can be rotational players for us going forward. But more likely than not, they're probably going to be used in a bigger trade. Pretty star-studded free agency class headlined by James Harden. However, we don't really have enough money to go after a guy like James Harden. We're going to look at Hassan Whiteside because I wanted to add another center. He would accept, and we're going to renounce the rights to Derrick Jones because, well, I don't really care about having Derrick Jones on the team. And then look at all of these G League players in the free agency pool. This is a new glitch for 2K22. I'm not going to cheese the system and sign these G League guys because I don't really want them on the team. I feel like that would not make this video fun. So we are going to make a trade before the season. We're going to acquire Saddiq Bey from the Milwaukee Bucks in exchange for Jaden McDaniels and Udoka Azubuike. I think that Patrick Williams was sort of disappointing last year, and I think Saddiq Bey would be a nice upgrade. So Bey will slide in as the small forward. Patrick Williams will now be the 6th man. Jaden Ivey and Kennedy Chandler, as I said, will start the year in the G League. So going up to the All-Star break, we suffered a big injury. Ben Simmons, dislocated right patella, done for the year. That is not good news because we were really starting to play well before that injury. We struggled early in the season, but we were really playing good basketball. So I simmed forward, and, well, it seems like we're really not doing that bad without Ben Simmons here at the All-Star break. 46-14, currently 2nd in the Western Conference. Luka is currently the favorite for MVP, which is great to see. Cade Cunningham is 2nd for Most Improved, behind Jalen Suggs. So I'm going to simulate to the end of the season now, and we got a little bit of a surprise. Ben Simmons is fully healthy. Did it not say he was out for the season? I'm pretty sure it did. He says, bring on the Jazz, my dislocated right patella feeling good. So he's admitting it's still dislocated, but he's playing. This is like the most anti-Ben Simmons thing ever. Ben Simmons seems like the least toughest human on the earth, but he's going to play through a dislocated right patella. And then he would suffer right shoulder tendonitis. He's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So that's fun. And he would be back about a week later. I don't get how any of this makes sense, but I guess 2K is on crack this year. So Luka ends up taking home the Most Valuable Player award, which is great to see. He averaged 32.5, 10.3 assists, and about 9 rebounds. Chet Holmgren, D'Angelo Russell, Giannis, and Jalen Suggs take home the other awards, as Luka, of course, makes an All-NBA first team, and we did not have any other All-NBA representatives. So we did finish as the 1 seed in the West, which is great to see. Cade Cunningham is a little bit banged up early in the playoffs. He should not miss too many time, especially with the play-in tournaments taking up a few days. So that's how we're going to find out who we play against in the first round, and it'll be the Houston Rockets. They are led by Kevin Durant. They also have Jordan Clarkson, Jarrett Allen, and their first-round picks were A.J. Griffin and Jabari Smith. We should beat them, but they're not a bad team, as Cade Cunningham is back healthy before Game 1, which is great to see. So he's going to go back into that shooting guard position, and the team is looking nice going into the first round here against Houston, and we would struggle early, but we end up winning in 6. Going on to the second round to play against the Phoenix Suns. And this roster looks really good. Jalen Suggs, RJ Barrett, Jaylen Brown, Miles Bridges, and Bam Adebayo. That's a nice young starting lineup, but I think we should be able to beat them in 5 or 6. That works too. So now we're going to play against Sacramento here in the Western Conference Finals. They are led by Trae Young and Anthony Edwards. So Luka gets to play against Trae in a playoff series, which should be pretty fun. And going into Game 7, we win. So we're going to take on the Orlando Magic in the finals, and as you can see, this team sucks. Their highest-rated starters are DeAndre Hunter and Yusuf Nurkic. Their highest-rated overall player is Dante DiVincenzo. I figured maybe they'd have a superstar, something on a roster who's injured. Nope. Their best player is literally Dante DiVincenzo. So they do have Keldon Johnson and Mo Wagner hurt, but still, how does this team make the finals? This is like probably the worst team on paper in the league. And they win Game 1 and Game 2. How does this make any sense? We would win the next 2 games along with Game 5. And then Patrick Williams out for the year, but he's back the next day. And bam, we win the NBA Finals in 6 games. The Magic made it a little bit scary. I have no goddamn clue how that team made the finals because their roster sucks, but I'm going to take it. We're going to do one more year. I want to go and repeat with this team, win another championship, and we're going to make a big move. Robert Williams, Luke Kennard, a first-round pick, and Jaden Ivey will go to the Phoenix Suns for Bam Adebayo. I didn't really want to trade Jaden Ivey, but I didn't really have a choice. And then with our current first-round selection, we traded a future first-round pick in that trade, keep in mind. We're going to pick up Stuart Stewart. Yeah, that is his name. So here's a look at the NBA draft results. Again, I used a real draft class, but I think only like the first 5 players are real, and there might be a few other real players sprinkled down the board. Unfortunately, Stuart Stewart is not real, as much as I would like to believe that he is. So Luka is now a 98. Cade goes up 5. Ben Simmons goes down 1, which makes sense with his quote-unquote season-ending injury. And then, of course, we got good old Stuart there at the bottom. For whatever reason, Day'Ron Sharpe is not on the roster. He does not really want to come back either, so that's unfortunate. We're going to have to sign Marquise Chris instead because we do need a backup center behind Bam. So the starting lineup for Season 3 will be Luka Doncic, Cade Cunningham, Saddiq Bey, Ben Simmons, and Bam Adebayo, with Patrick Williams, James Bouknight, Usman Garuba, and Marquise Chris, along with Kennedy Chandler off the bench. Going into the All-Star break, things are looking pretty good. We are 48-10. We're the number 1 seed by over 11.5 games. We are dominating. Luka Doncic, of course, was an All-Star, but he is joined by Cade Cunningham. So Cade makes his first All-Star game of the video. Luka is currently second in the MVP race, only behind LaMelo Ball of the Detroit Pistons. If Cade can't be a Piston, I'm not too upset with LaMelo Ball being there. However, Luka is the one who ends up winning MVP. So back-to-back MVPs for Luka Doncic. Imani Bates of Toronto wins Rookie of the Year. Kevin Porter Jr., Giannis, and Trey Mann take in the other awards. And Luka, of course, will make an All-NBA first team once again. No Cade, though, but Lonzo Ball made the third team. That's a little bit surprising that Lonzo got in over Cade. So let's take a look at the numbers. Of course, Luka and Cade at the top doing very well. Saddiq Bey was pretty good. Bam Adebayo was solid. Ben Simmons did not average a lot of points, but he nearly averaged 8 assists per game, so that's cool. Going to simulate to see who we play against, and it will be the Houston Rockets, a rematch of a first round last year. It looks like they've added Kevin Huerter and Victor Wembanyama along with Amari Bailey. So this team is a little bit better than they were a year ago. No issue, though. We are going to maybe win. We're up 3-2. Luka Doncic just got back from his injury he suffered later in the year, so that's cool. And then we would end up winning Game 6. We're going to have a rematch from last year's Western Conference Finals here in the second round with the Sacramento Kings. It looks like they've added Nikola Vucevic, so they are also better. Doesn't matter, though. We're up 3-0. We do suffer a couple injuries, but it doesn't matter because we sweep them. And now we're going to be playing the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. So we played the same 3 teams in the Western Conference playoffs this year that we did last year. This Suns team looks worse, though. No Bam Adebayo. Their starting point guard is worse. Their starting power forward is worse. So we should be able to have no problem with these guys, and we do sweep them. Going to be taking on the Pistons in the NBA Finals. They beat the Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals. Orlando literally only added Kristaps. I don't know how that team keeps winning games. So the Pistons are, of course, led by LaMelo Ball, who's really good. They also have Jaden Hardy, Mikal Bridges, John Collins, James Wiseman. This is a nice young team, but I think we're better than them. We split the first 2 games. We win Game 3, and we are also going to win Game 4. I decided to simcast Game 5. I wanted to get a look at the championship celebration if we are to win, and it looks like we are because we are absolutely cruising. Currently up by 33 points. We're going to hop in with 42 seconds to go. You may notice that 2K actually records game audio this year, which is really nice. So you can actually hear, like, inside the game. They didn't do that last year for whatever reason. But there you go. The Golden State Warriors are back-to-back NBA champions, defeating the Detroit Pistons in 5 games. So in the 3 seasons that we did this fantasy draft rebuild, our Warriors won the NBA Finals twice. So I think it's fair to say this ended up being a pretty successful video. The final celebrations, believe it or not, are different from last year, which is really cool. I know that's not a huge deal, but it is good to see 2K updating it. Madden also updated their Super Bowl presentation as well, so MLB The Show, are you going to update your stuff for MLB The Show 22? Because they've had the same celebrations after winning playoff series and the World Series for a few years. They've even added hats on the players, which is cool. Adam Silver was talking at the podium. I took the volume off of this capture because, well, I didn't want Adam Silver's voice to be overlapping mine. But when I was recording the video, he was talking. So that's pretty cool. He also presented the Finals MVP to, of course, Luka Doncic. So Luka has won 2 Finals MVPs in this video. Definitely worth the 2nd overall pick. Going into the fantasy draft, I thought we were going to pick towards the bottom of the first round. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that we got such a high pick. But that's going to end today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different, but still a fun video nonetheless. Pretty fun fantasy draft team we built here with Luka, Cade Cunningham, Ben Simmons, Bam Adebayo, and others. Let me know what other types of 2K videos or rebuild challenges you might want to see from me in the future. Make sure to hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit the post notification bell. Peace out.